All right, Steve, you made it out to camp this week. Every time we come around to June camp, I'm hoping that the weather is favorable because you and Tony mentioned from time to time that the jump from spring to the heat of summer is immediate. So hopefully you got some decent weather and that will continue.
Yeah, we've been very lucky this week. They had camp Monday and Tuesday, and today is a 7-on-7 tournament there. Amir Brown, the player from Huber Heights Wayne, will be there. Also, another really fast wide receiver. I think his last name is Guerrant, Guerrant, another highly rated wide receiver. Easy for me to say, from the state of Michigan. I think it's Harbor Woods High School. His team will be at Ohio State today as well. And the Buckeyes working really hard to try and land him, no question. Before I get into the camp, I can just tell you, we touched on this in discussing, the commitment by Kari Wilder. He made a visit to Ohio State over the weekend of May 30th. Another guy who was with him that weekend was Luke Wafel, a defensive end from New Jersey. He visited Penn State this past weekend, came away very impressed with Penn State. So now it'll be a battle between Ohio State and Penn State to land Luke Wafel. They probably had Favor Aki. He visited this past weekend. Drew Evers, a big-time offensive lineman from Texas, was also in and was very impressed with what he saw. Currently at Ohio State, they have a couple guys, Darius Gray, an offensive lineman, the number 16 overall player in the country from Virginia. We saw him at the camp yesterday. He was not working out, but he was watching Tyler Bowen work with the offensive lineman at the camp. This coming weekend, they have got a ton of players coming in, a number of commits, as well as guys that they would like to flip from other schools and add to the fold. Our database has 14 guys coming in for visits this coming weekend, so campus will be a very busy place. And several of them are Ohio State commitments, including the safety Blaine Bradford from Louisiana, offensive lineman Sam Greer from Akron-Hoban, offensive lineman Max O.L. Riley from Avon Lake, linebacker CJ Santa from Olentangy. We mentioned Olentangy in Delaware County earlier. And offensive lineman Tucker Smith from Glendale, Arizona, Sandra Day O'Connor High School. Those guys all commitments in the Ohio State class, and they'll be working alongside the coaches and everybody at Ohio State to flip a couple guys. One of them is Jameer Perez from Cleveland Glenville. Jameer Perez, defensive lineman. He's listed at 6'4", 360. We got to look at him up close and personal at the camp on Monday. I think he slimmed down to maybe the 340 range. I don't know, but awfully agile at 340 pounds. And Larry Johnson would love nothing better than to flip him from Florida to Ohio State. Obviously, Glenville High School has been a tremendous source of talent over the years. And another player from Glenville who was also at the camp Monday and also visiting this weekend is Sincere Johnson. And he's a 6'3", 240-pound linebacker, could project as a defensive end at the college level. And I'll mention one last top 100 player, Justice Fitzpatrick from the state of Florida. He is a Georgia commit, and he is supposed to be at the camp this weekend, and the Ohio State staff will try and flip him as well. Getting into the camp, they've had plenty of guys. Dogs are going nuts here. My son just walked up here. They've had plenty of talent at the camps the last week or so, Monday and Tuesday. The one thing to note is Brady Edmonds, quarterback from California, who's committed to Ohio State in the 2027 class. He has been at all three of the one-day camps and been very impressive for all of his camp stays at Ohio State, and a number of other players as well. No commitments out of the camp yet, but they have offered some players. You can write this name down and one to remember. His name is Taelyn, Taelyn Mayo, from, I believe it's Duncanville, Texas, a cornerback in the 2027 class. He's ranked just outside the national top 100 right now. He was one of the most impressive players I saw between all 3 days of the camp, and he is 6'3" and a half, 185 pounds, 190 pounds. And, they talk about Revis Island, putting guys on an island as a cover cornerback. I think this guy Mayo is a guy that is going to be the similar type impact cornerback, 6'3". I mean, you don't see many corners that big. So he can blanket the earth, it seems like. Two-thirds of the earth is covered by water, and the other third is going to one day be covered by this guy, Taelyn Mayo, who was very impressive. They also offered another safety from Georgia yesterday, Tayshawn Poole, and then also I believe it was a defensive lineman, Waylon Wooten, as well, from Georgia, who was offered yesterday. So those are some names in the 2027 class to keep it in mind. And last thing I'll say about the camp, I mean, I go back 30 years covering this summer camp, and in the mid-'90s, it would be the rising high school seniors who they were trying to get into these camps to earn offers. Well, fast forward, and this time of the year is now used for the rising high school seniors who you've identified to take official visits and make their commitments, as we saw with two guys this week. And what the camp is for the underclassmen, the guys who are going to be juniors, sophomores, and freshmen in the upcoming school year, to get to the camp and impress the college coaches and make a name for themselves. Ohio State had MAC coaches working, as well as small college coaches from around Ohio helping out running the camps, the three that we've been to so far, 7 on 7 today and another one-day camp tomorrow.